How can you get the perfect MacBook setup for audio and video? Let me walk you through it. Hey there, friends on YouTube. My name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. If this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back again. I really do appreciate it. Let's just get right down into the discussion at hand today. Today I'm going to walk you through what I have been putting together for the past many years as the perfect workflow setup for me to get the best quality out of the stuff that I use to do these YouTube videos, as well as record music and play games and do live streams and all of that kind of stuff. So let's just dive in. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the microphone that I'm speaking into right now. This is the Shure SM7B. You may be familiar with this mic. My friend Zach calls it the Joe Rogan mic. Joe Rogan uses this very same model of mic in his podcast. A lot of people use this mic. Michael Jackson used this mic when recording Thriller. This is sitting on the Blue Compass mic stand. I did use previously a Rode PSA-1, but Blue came out with these. They sell them along with Blue Yeti mics. I saw this in that package at Jonathan Morrison's place back in October of last year, and I just kind of really like this style. It's much more sturdy than the PSA-1 for my money, and it just looks a little bit better. It doesn't look as spindly as some of the other mic stands out there. It looks very solid. I believe that Joe Rogan also uses these. I'm not sure, but it just attaches to the desk, and it holds mics, and it does its thing, and it looks good doing it. That's the Blue Compass mic stand. Next to that, we've got the Adam Audio TV5 speakers. Now, Adam Audio is well known for its quality in studio monitoring. They have some of their lower end monitors, which cost over $1,000 a pair, are really beloved in the audio community. And they had a budget model before, but it didn't get a ton of good reviews. The TV5 and the TV7 came out last year, and I was just blown away by the TV5. I had before this Yamaha HS8s, and the TV5 really, I mean, it gives you a much more 360 kind of all-encompassing sound when you're listening to video, if you're mixing video, or listening to audio if you're mixing audio. It's very true to life. It sounds like what things sound like. It has this ribbon tweeter in here that Adam is very famous for, and the thing about the ribbon tweeter is it mellows out to a certain extent the high end. So for a speaker this size with a 5-inch woofer and a 1-inch ribbon tweeter, it's really kind of amazing how good these things sound. There's no way for me to show you how good they sound. Just trust me when I say that they sound really good. Really good. They're $500 a pair. No, they're $400 a pair. $400 a pair, $199 each. And for that money, you get the best sounding studio monitors that I've used in a home studio for quite some time. That's the Adam TV5. Over here, we have the Incredible Hulk in Lego form. We have a Google Home Mini, which I have hooked up to my Hue lights that are sort of doing the ambient lighting here. This thing is also hooked up to a bunch of other Google stuff. I use this to just take care of smart home things around the house. Usually I just ask it what the temperature is. Right here, we have a Samsung 4K monitor. I will put the model number right down here somewhere. I'm not exactly sure what it is off the top of my head. I went out and got this 28-inch monitor because, as many of you know, for the past 6 or 8 months, I've been using an iMac Pro and still really love that computer. One thing that's happened for me recently, is that I've been traveling more, and I think that travel is going to become more and more frequent. I didn't have a laptop. So my whole desire here was to try and find a way to get a MacBook Pro setup that could do the video the way that I needed it to, could be a desktop solution, could also be an on-the-go solution. And I needed to find not only the right monitor, the right computer, but also the right peripherals to help that happen. So this 28-inch Samsung monitor available at every Best Buy in the world. I'll put a link to everything that I'm talking about down in the description below so that you guys can go and check it out. Some of them will be affiliate links that will help out the channel. And if you use those affiliate links, I really do appreciate it. But everything that I'm talking about down in the description. We've got, this is an old iron. It's called a sad iron. And I got this from my grandmother's house after she passed away. And this is the thing. You used to stick it on the stove and get it hot and then iron your clothes. It weighs 100 pounds. It's made out of iron, obviously. Down here we have the Elgato Stream Deck. The Stream Deck is something that I bought quite a while ago, and I've used it a little bit here and there, but I need to still get it set up the way that I need it to be set up. I'm working on that right now, but the Stream Deck is basically macro keys that you can use to do stuff in any program. Like, yeah, it's set up for gaming out of the box. It's got 15 buttons. You can customize the buttons with icons that'll help you understand what you've got in there. And so you can use each button as a folder and then go into the folder and then make more folders. Basically, it's an infinite number of macros. All that really stops you is your ability to remember what macros you need to get to and how deep in the folder system they are. Okay, so now we're getting to the serious stuff. The stuff that really makes a huge difference in allowing me to get a bunch of work done and get great quality audio when I'm doing it. This is the Universal Audio Thunderbolt 3 audio interface. Now, let me explain to you a little bit about what this guy does. It comes with 2 mic pre's, and Universal Audio has done something a little bit different than most interface companies. They have put in these guys what you call a unison preamp. And with that unison preamp, you can use plugins that mimic famous, well-known, well-used, well-loved microphone preamps and guitar amps and other things like that to really tailor your sound. Right now, I'm using the Manley Voxbox, which is a channel strip. The unison preamps change the impedance of the preamp based on the electronics of the physical thing that is being modeled. It's hard to describe. But anyway, right now I'm using that Manley Voxbox preamp. It's also going into an LA2A compressor that is also available in the Universal Audio software. So basically, this thing has software that goes in between what you got in your mic and then into your recording device. This is how I get awesome sound from my microphone into the computer without having to do any kind of post-production on my audio. It just comes straight out like you're hearing it right now, and it's all because of the Universal Audio Aero. They have others, the Twin, they have the Octo, blah, blah, blah. This is $500. It's the cheapest one that they make. It's also Thunderbolt 3, which means it's great for the MacBook Pro. And it offers 2 unison preamps that can get you that sound going in that you want to have in the end at your post-production phase. This right here, this is the hub that I use, the dock that I use, that it gets everything that I need to get from the desktop to be a desktop setup into the MacBook Pro with only one Thunderbolt cable. One Thunderbolt cable comes from the CalDigit. It goes through and goes to the MacBook Pro, and that's where I have plugged in a USB dock. I have plugged in the Universal Audio Aero. I have plugged in my on-the-go SSD that I use from G Drive. This is the work drive that I use, so I can use this here at the desktop. And when I'm on the road, when I'm on the go, and I need to edit some video, I can just plug it straight into the MacBook. That was one of the key elements about this setup. I wanted to be able to use as few dongles as possible. So most of what I have to use with the MacBook Pro now works with USB-C. So the CalDigit also offers you some audio input output. There's a USB-C 3 and regular USB 3 here, as well as an SD card reader. There's more on the back. Again, everything that I'm talking about in this video will be linked in the description below, so you can go ahead and check that out. So I also have my PS4 plugged into the Samsung here, and I use the headset to get audio, and so when I'm not working, I can just switch over to the PS4, get on some Battlefield 5, and get things done. The last thing I have in this line on the desk is a G drive. It's a 4 terabyte, 5200 RPM drive that I use to store all of the projects that I finish in Final Cut or any musical projects that I'm working on that I finish. I dump them all over here so I don't have to have it on the SSD drive and I don't have to have it on the hard drive of the MacBook Pro. And that brings us to the MacBook Pro. What I've got here is a MacBook Pro. It's a 2018 MacBook Pro with an i7, I think 2.3 gigahertz chip in it, 16 gigabytes of RAM, AMD 655X graphics card. It has 256 gigabytes of storage, which I know is not enough, but I got this at Best Buy, open box, for $1,889. So $1,900 and change out the door. I got a MacBook that typically costs $2,400. So I picked this up when I realized that I needed to have a MacBook. And as you can see, it's plugged in to just one USB-C cable and sitting on the 12 South book arc, and it just sits there out of my way. When I'm at the desk, I use the 28-inch monitor with a Logitech Craft keyboard and a Logitech MS Master 2S mouse, and the MacBook is just a computer. When I need to go, I undock it, I put it in a backpack, and I go. I was curious how this was going to work for me coming from the iMac Pro, which I still have but may sell. I was curious how it was going to work for me if I was going to be able to get the work done in the same way that I was getting it done on the iMac Pro, and I've been using it now for 3 weeks, and I will say that yes, yeah, I've been able to get everything done. I mean, rendering is just a little bit slower than it is on the MacBook Pro, but I only do my videos in 1080p, so it's not really that big a deal. Everything gets done, and everything has been smooth sailing, other than sometimes getting the monitor and the MacBook to talk to each other, but I think I'm figuring that out. So I've been very satisfied using the MacBook Pro as my one and only machine every day for the past 3 or so weeks. Most tech YouTubers have a fake desk plant. I have here in my Spider-Man mug a real desk plant, some sort of cactus of some design, and I haven't killed it yet. It sits over there by the PS4, and it just lives and does its thing. That's all. So is this the perfect MacBook Pro setup? I have to say for myself, where my concerns are video editing and ease of use, as well as audio recording and ease of use, this setup is just about as good as I could possibly get it at this point. The CalDigit dock is important. The Universal Audio Arrow is really important. Those are the two main things that make it all work. This Samsung 28-inch monitor is really, really nice. I still need to color calibrate it a little bit, but it's worth checking out if you're interested. It only costs I think I got it for about $370, which may be a lot to some people, but it's not a lot to other people when you're talking monitors. And it's got pretty good color representation. Again, it'll be better with calibration. And if you're really looking for a great listening experience, at $200 a pop, the TV5s from the Atom Audio are really amazing. I sold a set of monitors that I paid almost $700 for these that I paid $400 for, and I did it because these sound really great. Not that the Yamahas didn't sound really great, but they were also super huge and probably too big for this setup. But these things are perfect for this setup. That's the perfect Mac setup for audio and video as I see it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Is there anything you would add? Is there anything you would take away? Is there anything you would recommend? I'd love to hear what you have to say down in the comments. Let's have a boisterous discussion about it. If this is your first time here and you want to come back again for more videos like this, other tech-related videos, then you can do that by clicking some things that are referenced right here in this little graphic. If you've been here before, then I can't tell you how much it means to me. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Just to remind you, my name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. So honest it hurts. Until the next time, I'm out. Hey, you're still here and you haven't left yet, and maybe you want to watch another video. There are a couple of videos here that I suggest that maybe you want to check out. Also, hit me on the social medias over there, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'd love to have you back again sometime soon. Thank you so much for being here.